Hello, everyone. Welcome to Development Palates. I'm Aaron Lewis, coming to you from the Ventura Cigar Company studio, and with me today is Seth Geis and John McTavish. How you guys doing?
Superb.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Surgeon.
So today we are talking about the San Pedro de Macorís Ecuador Robusto. It's a 5 1/8 by 52 ring gauge. Comes out of the Royal Agio factory in the Dominican Republic. Wrappers Ecuadorian Connecticut, not Ecuadorian Habano. It's Dominican Olor binder, and the filter is Dominican Olor and Piloto Ligero, along with some Brazilian Mata Fina. Price point is $5.50, and the cigar was released in August of 2018. So with all that out of the way, John, what was your smoking experience like?
Boy, I tell you, it's a good thing I didn't look up the blend profile, or I would have gone into this with a sour face because I am just usually not happy about Dominican forward blends. At any rate, first third started out with cocoa, delayed cedar, kind of a mild sweetness, like a generic sweetness mixing with the cocoa. Very clean finish. So I kind of expected this to be Connecticut shade because, when you look at the color of a wrapper like this, it's kind of a dead giveaway most of the time. You wouldn't mistake this for, say, like Habano or something like that. So
Right.
seemed pretty clear to me. But I don't think I can recall the last time I had a Connecticut that finished this clean. There was no hay, there was no grass, there was no like tissue paper, or cardboard, any of that. It was just like a really crisp, creamy cigar. Second, third, the flavors actually intensified. So a little bit of sweetness, and then I'd say about halfway through, sort of that classic Connecticut profile of hay and grassiness came through, but they weren't dominating the profile, which was nice. And then the last third, they did dominate the profile. So really classical Connecticut experience of hay, grassiness, etc. A little bit of creaminess. In terms of burn and construction, is flawless. Razor straight burn. I mean razor straight burn. Ash was holding on in 1 1/4 inch increments. So if you care about that kind of thing, this is like a 100-point cigar for you. Draw was perfect, just the right amount of resistance, which is how I like it. Seth, what
The
was your
straight
experience
face,
like?
this guy.
First third, man, started out with some nice cedar notes, a little bit of sweet spice. I was getting some lemon peel, some cinnamon, and I also was getting like this gingerbread cookie quality, which really was enjoyable. Getting into the second third, continue showing that lemon, gingerbread, sweet spice, a little bit of hay, cedar, really picking up that Connecticut, but also just that sweet spice from that Brazilian tobacco, which Royal Agio Balmoral uses Brazilian in everything they do. And then the final third, more gingerbread, lemon peel, herbs, spices, herbal spices, hay, cedar. Just a smooth, flavorful Connecticut, superb construction, fantastic draw. I mean, well made cigar, man. How about you, Aaron?
Yeah, for me, it started out with wood and kind of a floral vegetal note that I was getting actually from the pre-light aromas, or the pre-light draw. A little bit of baking spice in the background, and on the finish, about a half-inch in, that floral vegetal note becomes really faint. Woods up front, baking spice on the background. About an inch in, a mild creaminess joins the profile. Retrohale is really baking spice forward with the wood and as a supporting note. As the third comes to a close, cream increases, becomes even with the wood. Strength just at the mild medium mark. Second, third, wood gains a little bit of bitterness as the cream kind of remains right with it. Baking spice faint in the background. About half-inch in, the wood has a little bit of a bite to it, while the cream remains even with it. Retrohale lost most of that baking spice, is more of a kind of a creamy wood note. A little further in, that bite from the wood's replaced by a toast note. Cream still kind of paired up evenly with it. Cream drops out as the second third wrapping up, and the bitterness replaces that toast to go along with the wood. Strength bumps up to kind of slightly below medium. And then in the final third, some cream joins back in, eases up some of that bitterness. A little further in, cream kind of takes an increased lead over the slightly bitter wood. Retrohale's kind of a fuller version of that same profile. Cigar starts to heat up about 3/4 of an inch in, kind of returns that toast note, goes along with some of that bitterness while the cream is at an even level. And then as the cigar wraps up, toasted wood up front, and has a long creamy finish to it, and strength is slightly low medium. Regardless of construction, burns really good, straight to the first half of the cigar, then became a little bit wavy the rest of the way. Ash held on just about 1 inch increments, and in regards to the draw, it was perfect. I had no issues with it, and had the perfect resistance that I prefer. So, John, what are your overall thoughts on this one?
I forgot I was going first. So you don't want to judge a book by its cover, and I think I was judging a book by its cover because I saw this on the review list, and I don't know anything about the company. And we talked about it in previous shows. I try to do it as blind as possible. So, I think if I had known this was out of the Royal Agio factory, I probably would have been higher on my list to try it out. And I'm glad I did because this is your grandfather's Connecticut, but it's your grandfather's Connecticut if your grandfather had a better palate. And it's kind of nice to see a classic Connecticut come back to the market instead of everyone who's trying to, make the fancy. And there's nothing wrong with trying to make a fancy Connecticut or hipster Connecticut, but it's nice that it's a classical Connecticut because those are few and far between, and it delivered great flavor. I'm glad I took the chance and reviewed this because I think I would have been disappointed after the fact if I didn't. Seth?
How about you, Seth? What are your overall thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's a medium-bodied, medium-strength Connecticut, not over the top in that sense. Really flavorful, so it's really approachable. It's incredibly affordable. The price is just fantastic on this. So it really, I mean, John talks about the packaging, the wrapper bands, which if you don't know anything about the company, I can totally agree that it just would you'd be like, I'm not even bothering with it. But it's other than that, it's approachable from a novice, and at the same time, a kind of a seasoned smoker, I think, would get a lot of enjoyment from it.
Right.
What about you, man?
Yeah, I mean, I like the profile. Wood, cream, baking spice kind of starts out, and baking spice drops out after the first third. Construction is really good. Strength never got above, slightly below medium for me. I think it's a, pretty good Ecuadorian Connecticut. Really attractive price point. I think if you wanted to have this with some coffee in the morning, probably can't beat that pairing. So I think people that enjoy Connecticut cigars or Connecticut shade, are really would really find something here that they like. And it really has me looking forward to the Brazilian version of the cigar as well. I mean, I'm curious to see what they can do with that one. So let's get into the scores. This is a pretty cool scoring wrap up. Seth, you were at the top, 6.92. John, you were next at 6.82, and then I was next at 6.72. So we were all real close. So how do you think that match up with your experience, Seth?
I'm more impressed about how close we all are. I mean, it's dead on.
Yeah.
Perfect.
How about you, John?
Bloggers hate Connecticut.
That's right.
No, I think it's dead on. I mean, that's what I would expect this cigar to be rated based on its performance. Great construction, solid flavor throughout, and within the category of a Connecticut, this is like a daily Connecticut.
Yep. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, really good, flavor profile, fantastic construction. Even though it doesn't go into our scoring, the price point is fantastic.
What is the price point on this bad boy?
$5.50. So I would guess that this will probably be the number one cigar value of the year for all three of us. If not, it will be top 2, top 3. So I just don't
fantastic.
I don't see much else being it out.
Yeah, at $5.50. Connecticut smokers and people who want to smoke Connecticut, they should be buying bundles of these on the reg. Like this should be, You should have 2 bundles so that when you run out, you don't fully run out and you don't have to run to your store immediately. That's a crazy good price.
Yep. I buy a bundle of these to have around.
Yep. And one other thing I thought was interesting about this cigar is that they have the vitola is on the band, so they have different bands for every vitola.
It's nice because then there's no guesswork, right?
Yeah, but I mean that's not cheap to do either because you can't use the same band for all the cigars. So and they still have,
and the bands aren't
cheap, low price point,
right? Yeah. Like the bands are embossed and they're not cheap. Nothing about the cigar says that it's $5.50 when you look at it.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yep. It's fantastic. Any other thoughts on this one?
I'm kind of really excited now to light up the other offerings that we have in the we're talking about because the end of the year is coming up. Kind of want to light them up and see how they perform because might have some sleepers.
Exactly.
They buy a lot of. I mean, I think it's cool that. I mean, if you know anything about Royal Agio, is that they're really known for their cigarillos and kind of that's cigars for European market, and they use a lot of Sumatra. They also use a lot of Brazilian tobacco. But they buy so much Brazilian tobacco. I like that they've implemented it into every blend they work with. So I like that. I think it's cool.
Yep, I agree with that. All right, if you're just catching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us. But also check out the full written review on the website, developingpalates.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
Boom shakalaka.